I got called and I didn't know the set list, so I just learned every song he's ever released.
It's one thing to say, like, you learned all this music, but I think everyone wants to see how you actually do it.
Yeah, I mean, you got to learn a lot of songs when you're getting ready for a tour. Artists don't like to decide their set list, in my experience.
We just want to see what your method is. Dude, nice.
Thanks, man.
That was awesome. To all of you out there watching, please welcome Tosh, the drummer, or I guess Tosh Peterson. Which do you prefer?
I don't really care. Most people don't know my last name.
I know.
It's just the drummer.
It's so weird. I was talking to Tosh earlier, and I was saying, like, I remember watching your videos when I was like 15 or 14 or something, and you were like 10 or something. I'm like, who is this guy just like going for it on YouTube? And it's sick that you're finally here.
Dude, I'm stoked. Yeah, I'm stoked. I've been watching Drumeo like since I was a little kid, so this is really rad for me to be here.
And we finally found the smallest 2-day window in between your like never-ending tours to bring you up here.
I'm glad we could make it work, dude. I'm stoked.
Yeah. Well, it's awesome. Thanks for being here. And for any of you who aren't familiar with Tosh, you started drumming when you were 2 years old.
Yep.
And probably because your dad was a drummer.
Yeah, my dad plays drums.
I guess he's in the control room too. Stoner Peterson.
Yep.
So someone in the chat was calling him out. They're like, petition against Stoner on Drumeo. He's here. He's played the kit.
Yeah. He plays the same sizes as me, basically. So
nice.
It's basically his kit.
I love it. You've played for Machine Gun Kelly, Jaden Hossler, Young Thug, Lil Nas X. You recently filled in for Andrew Hurley with Fall Out Boy on, what, like 2 days' notice or something?
Yeah, about a day and a half to set.
So we're going to talk about that. This whole video or this whole stream is on learning an insane amount of songs in a very short amount of time. So we'll talk more about that. If you want to follow Tosh, all his socials are in the description. So make sure you go follow him, stay up to date with where he's on tour, who he's playing with. You're doing different stuff all the time. So
yeah, I like to stay busy. I get bored quick.
Yeah, that's great. And lastly, we do this kind of thing inside of Drumeo all the time. We have an amazing community of drummers and teachers. There's a link right below this video, drumeo.com/trial. We've got 5,000 songs, drumless tracks and transcriptions, a full method to teach you how to play the drums, and just a crazy lineup of drummers just like Tosh, who are doing stuff on the YouTube channel, but also exclusive stuff just for our members inside the members area. So make sure you check that out. But before we jump in to talking about learning songs quickly, let's do another song from the Kid LAROI. This one's called Diva.
Yep.
So how long have you played with the Kid LAROI?
So I played for him for about 6 months to a year, around there, on and off. And yeah, that was a cool one. That's another example of learning songs quickly. I got called and I didn't know the set list, so I just learned every song he's ever released. And this is one of the first ones I learned. But
nice.
We played it completely different live, but I'm gonna play it how I want to play it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Love it. Let's do it.
Hell yeah.
Talking Billie Jean, oh fuck, we know I write these up. We know Shawty is a eater. We know why she wanna see us. We know that she wanna be us. Oh fuck, we know I write these up. You know, we know. It's like you don't know. Keep it on the low low. Told a nigga lay low. 7 digits on the payroll. Speaking guapanese the guapo. Skirt up to her with a tit though. I don't want no friends though. I don't trust many men. And I got a small circle. It's me and many bands. I get a pack and I did it again. I ain't gon' lie, I ain't go to France. Your nigga been busy, I didn't get a chance. Busy finna hit and make a nigga dance. And shawty, she a diva. She a diva. Got shots like a cheetah. Like I'm Mona Lisa. And we shootin' a movie. That's my life, I can teach ya. Never like don't mean a preacher. They call, don't believe em. That little bitch a diva. Fucking leave her. My life is a movie directed by Tarantino. Shawty is a dancer, I'm not talking Billie Jean. Oh fuck, we know I write these up. We know Shawty is a eater. We know why she wanna see us. We know that she wanna be us. Oh fuck, we know I write these up. Man, sucker going crazy, get money but it don't faze me. And I get your bitch wanna face me. She been a dub lately. Shit changed, but it ain't changed me. I show up to the show when they pay me. Get a drip, I might skip to the Macy's. Counter records and nigga get lazy. Bang man, yeah, that's what they call me. 20 fish should be all on my back the way that I be ballin'. All these signs of me, yeah, well, look, nigga, I ain't want it. Low key, yeah, I want it. Yo, bitch, yeah, she want it. That little bitch a diva. Fucking leave her. My life is a movie directed by Tarantino. Shawty is a dancer, I'm not talking Billie Jean. Oh fuck, we know I write these up. We know Shawty is a eater. We know why she wanna see us. We know that she wanna be us. Oh fuck, we know I write these up.
Dude, your hands are so fast. Just like sitting here just watching you move around the kit is just flawless. I love it.
Oh, thanks so much, dude.
Nice, man. So let's get into this. So we're talking about learning songs, learning lots of songs in a short amount of time, learning them quickly. You obviously learn a ton of music for all the tours and stuff you're doing. Just so people understand, like, how much music are you learning, like, on a week-to-week basis or a month-to-month basis?
Well, to me, there's like different levels of learning music. So like, I'll learn a song to record. I'll learn, however 10 to 20 of those a week, however many I'm recording at home. But those I just record it and then I can forget it kind of, and that happens a lot because it'll get chopped up and edited. But yeah, I mean, you got to learn a lot of songs when you're getting ready for a tour. Because artists don't like to decide their set list, in my experience. Everyone I play with doesn't want to decide their set list until you're actually in rehearsals, and if they say they want to play a song, you better know it.
Yeah.
So, I'll learn a lot of songs. I mean, for Kid LAROI, when I got that call, it was like a week or two before rehearsals were going to start that he wanted to add a band. And there was no set list, and they were like, it's going to be completely different than the one he's doing on tour, because usually I'll go on like Setlist FM and find a set list.
Yeah.
But for that, there was like nothing, no reference. So I just went and I learned probably like 50 of his songs.
Wow.
Everything I could find with him, any song that he was featured on, anything. And I was like, I'm just going to learn it all. So anything they call out, I know it and I'm prepared.
Yeah.
And it doesn't mean you need to play it exactly how they're going to do it live, because they could change things, but at least have a rough idea before they came up with the set list.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, to go with that, I learned a lot of songs, but I don't know, it's hard to say exactly how many, but.
Yeah, no, and I think you're the perfect person for this, because you're doing it under pressure, and you got to go on stage and perform this in front of thousands of people.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about, I think my favorite example you were telling us last night was you filled in for Fall Out Boy. And how many days notice did you have for that set?
I had about like a day and a half.
Okay. So how much music was that, and like under what circumstances were you playing?
It was 25 songs that I had to learn. And yeah, they told me on a Wednesday night right before I was going on stage, or like I was going, because I was on the tour with them as well. But I didn't know their set list. I just had been on the tour playing with the opening act, Royal and the Serpent. So I'm already focusing on her set. And so we're like 10 minutes before we go on stage, they come into our green room and they're like, hey, so Andy has to fly home for a family emergency. Which is super sad. And I was like, oh, that sucks. And like the first thing I'm like, oh, that sucks. They're going to cancel the next couple shows. I'm like, that's a bummer. And then they're like, would you want to do it in his place? And so, I was just like, are you sure? Like, are you guys positive? And they were like, yeah, man, we think you'll be able to do it. I was like, okay, yeah, absolutely. So I went and, I basically, in that 10 minutes before I went on, I reached out to their front of house guy and their playback guy. And I was like, can you get me the backing tracks and the front of house mix? And then I made a set list, of what they had been playing, and what they basically told me, like, okay, all right, we'll keep this the same. Yeah. And I went and I watched the show that night, and then I started charting it out as soon as they got off. Yeah. And the whole next day, and I didn't really sleep much. I just charted my little notes that I do, and then I just kind of worked at it as much as I could. I didn't really stop. Yeah. Literally all day. I like ate food, and that's about it. Yeah. I had food sent to my hotel, so I didn't have to go out. Yeah. And I just I sat there and I focused on it, and I played the show the next day, and it went over well. Nice. I think everyone was happy with it. I can watch videos back and judge it all day, but I mean, we were able to get through the show, and that was really, really cool. I was super, super stoked that they were happy with it.
That's unreal, man. So I don't think just anyone can do that. Obviously, you have a method that works for you to do that under the pressure, and with that many pieces of music you got to learn. Yeah. So I want to get into that, like, because people are probably wondering, even people who are at home in their basements, they're wanting to learn their favorite song, and they're like, man, how do I do this? Like, what's the method to figuring this out? So when you get that many songs, obviously you went to front of house, but when you're in your hotel room actually diving in and studying, like, where do you start?
I mean, I kind of just started at the top of the set, and I was like, I'm just going to work my way through, which is funny because I went to work my way through, and then after the set, like, they wanted to like talk about a song, and they started to talk about like one at the end of the set, and I was like, oh, I'm not there yet. Like, this is like the same night that they asked me, and I'm like, I'm not there yet. I'm like 5 songs in right now. Like,
give me a bit.
I mean, basically, I start at the top of the set, and I just want to work my way through kind of, and it was kind of cool. Like, I'm sitting there playing my set, just trying to remember how their set starts. I'm like, I don't know. Like, I'm not paying
Yeah.
attention. You know, I'll go watch their set because it's cool here and there, but like, I wasn't like studying their set every night. The show starts with big drum hits, so it's like kind of like, from the get go, have to like start.
No mercy.
Yeah, it's crazy, and like they have such specific pyrotechnics and stuff. So that was definitely really scary because I'm like, okay, well, if I do 3 hits instead of 2, it's gonna look so stupid because there's just 2 hits on the pyro and stuff, and I would just, those were in big notes next to me. Even while I was playing the show, I had it written out, like how each song started and ended pretty much.
Yeah.
And then, because I couldn't like be staring at notes the whole time I'm playing the show, I still have to play a show, you know? And
Yeah.
so I would just have like key things. So before the song would start, I would look at it real quick and be like, okay, yeah, I got this. But pretty much by the time we got on stage, like we ran the whole set once or like almost the whole set once in sound check. And so for that, I would like look at it. But by the time we got on stage, I was feeling pretty good. But even after I rehearsed it with them, I was still just like listening to the set over and over again and running through it as much as I could.
Yeah.
And it was hard because I didn't have a drum set to practice on, you know? So I'm like sitting in my hotel room on the side of the bed, just like, you know, just playing on it and tapping on the ground for the bass drum, you know?
That's crazy, man. So in like a different situation, so when you're like prepping for a tour, let's say you have a week or 2 of notice, how many hours are you practicing just rehearsing those songs over and over, like per day?
I mean, that really just depends on how hard the music is and how difficult it is, because I mean, I always try to be as prepared. If I get called for something random, but like I knew I was going to be Jaden's drummer before he was going to start playing shows. Like, I knew because I went and I met with him and we became friends, and it was just kind of a known thing, like that I was going to be Jaden's drummer. So so like every time we would release music or anything, I would just learn the song. So I kind of knew it. So like I kind of was already prepared. But someone like Kid LAROI, since I didn't have a set list, I just went in and I just kind of started learning everything I could. Start with the hits that he's obviously going to play, you know. And yeah, I mean, I would say it just depends, like on how hard it is, because I don't want to spend all day only playing that music if I don't have to. I would definitely like to work on other things, especially if I'm going to be leaving for 2 months and I'm only going to be playing those songs. If it's not too difficult and I can pretty much get it down, then I'll do half my drumming day on it or something, but I would like to split it up as much as possible.
Nice. Awesome, man. Well, we want to put Tosh through a bit of a challenge, because it's one thing to say, like, you learned all this music, but I think everyone wants to see how you actually do it.
Let's try it out.
We work lots with Kaz Rodriguez. He's done so much with us here at Drumeo, and we have 2 songs that he wrote for us that you haven't heard. You don't even know what they are. And Chris in the control room is going to load them up, and we just want to see what your method is. So if this was a Kid LAROI song or a Jaden song, what your method would be. So
pulling up my phone to get my notes app out, because that's how as funny as that is, that's how I chart out all the songs that I play.
Nice. Step 1, have an iPhone. Nice.
Have the notes app ready to go.
Yeah. Okay.
It's cool. I can still go back and look at all the songs I've had to learn for pretty much everything in the last couple of years, in the last like 2 years or something.
Nice.
They're all still in my notes app.
Just in case you have to go back out with them.
Just because I forgot to delete them.
Or that. Nice. Okay, so we're going to give Tosh 2 songs, and this is the first one. So let's...
There's no drums, just...
I don't believe there's drums in them. All right. Everyone in the chat's like, the suspense is building.
All right, let's do it.
Now, before you play this, can you just hold up what you wrote down?
Oh, jeez, this is
let's get a close-up on that main cam.
Super embarrassing. Sorry, my shaky hands. Hope you can still read this.
So what did you write down on there?
Do you want me to read it?
Or just like in general, you're making notes on sections, or?
Yeah, mostly on sections, and then since there isn't like drums on there, I'm like writing just so I remember like we were talking about earlier actually, I remember like instead of like thinking of hooks and stuff, I think of drum parts to help me remember the songs.
Got it.
And so I'm just kind of writing things that I would do in this.
Nice.
Yeah, so mostly just so I can remember the sections and I don't get lost.
Yeah, and are you making notes on like section length, like 4 bars, 8 bars, or more just do this in this section?
You know, it's funny. I don't do a whole lot of the length stuff just because if I ever get lost counting or something, then I'm like screwed.
Yeah.
I do it based off like I'll like write little things that'll be like, you know, suspense, but you know, like you feel it or like something like you know, like there's not a whole lot in this because it all is pretty like standard, but like sometimes there will be like something that cues me out of a part, whether it's just like something little in the backing tracks or like a vocal thing. But I try not to rely on a singer too much live just because they can always, you know.
I'm sure you've had experiences.
Many.
Okay, sweet. Let's see how this goes. Tosh's first take. So clearly your method works.
Somewhat.
The chat's like, wow, it's a lot better than anyone thought before you started. That's awesome, man.
Hyped it up to just forget how to play drums.
Yeah, exactly. So clearly like that, I mean, that track in particular, like that guitar riff or the synth line, pretty much the whole song was based on that. And you could tell like everything you're doing is based around like that kind of foundation.
Yeah. It's like, I was going to say something, I thought of it while I was playing, that if I was learning this for like a set, and that was the correct drum part or whatever,
Yeah.
how the song goes, I would like just because I know so much different music, I'll relate it to a different song that has the same type of beat.
Yeah.
And like immediately I was like, it's the same beat from like this Yellow Wolf song that I know like from a long time ago. And it's like, and it'll like totally, like if I had to remember how the song went in like a full set list,
Yeah.
I would make little notes like that to be like same beat as Oh No or whatever, like.
Yeah.
But
Sweet, man.
yeah, a lot of it was just like structural notes. So I don't like just play the same thing the whole time. I definitely want to like make it interesting.
Yeah, totally. Let's do one more. We're just gonna put Tosh like right in the fire again.
Awesome.
So this is another song by Kaz. I don't even know what it's called, but let's do the second one.
We've already filmed 4 more like this today.
I know,
My
we've been
brain
doing
is
this
cooked.
all day, and you guys are gonna be surprised when you see what we made Tosh play. Stay
Some
tuned
weird
for that.
stuff, dude.
Yeah. Okay, so this is the second Kaz track that Tosh has to learn.
Cool.
Yeah? Let's show the cam. Someone was saying Tosh is writing to his mom and begging her not to make a casserole for dinner.
It's probably my mom saying that.
Might be. You never know.
I'm very picky. I'm a very picky eater, to be honest. As much as I was like, oh, I'm fine with anything. Realistically, if you guys said something I didn't like, I would have told you. I'm a very picky eater.
To all the future bands that Tosh is going to work with who are watching this, take note.
Very picky eater.
So on this one, what kinds of notes did you make for this track?
So this one, I definitely had a little bit more of like, do I take the safe route or do I like try some cool stuff? I don't know. But so I kind of made notes of like little things like of how I want to like play the verse, like the first verse and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And like the intro, stuff like that. But it's it's kind of just like structural things. Yeah, just stuff so I kind of know where I'm at in the song.
Yeah.
Mostly stuff like that. A lot of it's structural stuff. Because like remembering this stuff long term, I need to really like put notes to like remember how the song goes and stuff and listen to it a lot. But if I'm gonna learn it and play it right now, I'll pretty much remember like the vibe of the song at least. And then I just want to know like where I'm at and stuff like that. So like same as if I'm recording at home, I learn the song and then I play it right then.
Yeah.
I'll never like pretty much if I get a song and I'm like not home and then I go home and record it, I'll never learn it if I'm away from home. I don't see the point. I want to like be fresh in the moment and like kind of play what comes out. And like I will if it's very specific or something like that. But or if I'm like writing a part, sometimes I want to take a little time with it. But if I'm just playing a just like a programmed drum part, a lot of the times I'll remember it in the spot. So it's easier like that.
Nice.
So
I guess it helps too. Like most pop stuff, I guess, is in 4, 8, and 16 bar sections anyways.
Yeah.
So you can like hear when guitars are changing or tension's building and all that kind of stuff. But
yeah, it's funny with Jaden's music, a lot of it, you can hear where I'm like, oh, Travis Barker, because Travis Barker records all the stuff on the albums.
Yeah.
So you can hear where it's like, oh, Travis was like, he wanted to try something weird there, you know? Or like, and there's like a weird little extra hit or like a added beat or something like that.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I can tell how the songs are gonna go, especially when you're playing with one artist like for a long time. You kind of know their structure.
Totally.
And like when it's gonna go to a bridge or when it's gonna do this, when I'm probably gonna double this last chorus, like things like that. You start to get used to by working with the same artist for a while.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. Here's take 1, Kaz track number 2.
How's this one go?
Yeah. That was awesome, dude.
Thanks.
I'm seeing like everyone in the chat's just loving all of this.
Cool. That's awesome.
I think one in the chat, the archivist, said it's crazy how much the drums elevate the track.
Oh, cool.
Like when you listen to that with no drums, it's like it's cool. There's a few sections, but with what you can do from the drums, like you can change the entire vibe and feel of it.
Yeah, because I
So-
was at first I was tempted to make it like a full-time thing,
Yeah,
and then I was like, why not just go whatever feels best for me?
yeah,
Because everyone could hear it and write something completely different.
totally.
There's probably a lot of correct drum parts that can go with it, you know?
Yeah. But
Yeah.
clearly you're the one who's getting hired for a lot of these gigs, so they want what you're doing and what a lot of you out there are doing on your own gigs. So, I mean, that's the beauty of playing drums. It's like
It's the best.
there's no right or wrong.
Yeah, absolutely.
Dude, that was great.
Thank you.
Even there are lots of people in the chat are saying clearly they can see how you can learn 25 songs in a day. And I think like if you figure out whatever your method is for charting, whether you're counting out bars or just writing like the drum part you're playing at every section, like it is possible if you focus and take the time.
Yeah, I always say, I'm always just like, what I chart out will probably not work for a lot of people, and it won't make
Yeah.
a lot of sense to a lot of people, but I figured out a way to where like, I mean, I don't have like a photographic memory, but I can like still like remember what I wrote down pretty
Yeah.
well, and it'll remind me of the sections and what I'm supposed to play there and stuff. So yeah, I kind of figured it out what works for me.
Nice, man. Well, let's jump out of that challenge for a second and let's do some music you know.
All right, sounds good.
You've got this song called Dead or Alive by Jaden.
Yeah.
And obviously you did this one live a bunch.
Yeah, played this one hundreds of times with Jaden.
Nice.
Lots of shows, and we pretty much always play this one. This one actually I learned on the fly because we were in rehearsals for our first tour ever, and he was like, yo, I got this unreleased song. It's going to come out on my deluxe album.
Yeah.
The album was already released, but he was going to do a deluxe album. And he like came in and like played it for us all, and we're like sitting there, and I'm like, awesome. Like first song he wants to hear us play is like an unreleased one. I'm like, that's killer, dude. And my dad's like in there.
Nice.
So we had already played like one or two shows, but
Yeah.
never done a full tour or anything yet. So I was like, can I just get like 10 minutes real quick? And I like run outside. Everyone's like takes a lunch break, and I run outside and I put on my headphones and listen to the songs that were charted out like that. And then we went in and we played it. And what I play live still is what's on the original demo.
Nice.
So what came out on the song is very similar, but like I think the first verse is on hi-hat and the second verse is on floor tom, whereas like the original demo was floor tom the whole time and stuff like that. Like I still play what's on the original demo just because it feels good live, and
Yeah.
you know it doesn't always have to be exactly the record if it works and the artist is happy.
I guess that's all that matters, really.
Yeah, as long as everyone in the band is happy and the crowd likes it, and
Yeah.
it's cool.
Cool, man. All right, this is Dead or Alive by Jaden.
This is a good one.
LA parties are the worst. Everyone acts like a bitch. I swear they're all perfect. Boston rich coked out kids. Nobody likes to be wrong. They act like nothing's their fault. I hate all of their songs. Burn it down and move along. Dead or alive,
Nice. That's a great song.
Yeah, I love that one, dude. It's kick ass.
I need to go listen to the original now because I mean it's hard to top that. But,
Well, dude, it's very very similar parts.
yeah,
Definitely like a lot of all the hits and stuff are the same.
yeah,
But like the album version doesn't do that like that.
yeah.
It's like a different part. That's like,
Yeah.
but on the first demo that I heard, Travis was messing around with something like that, and then I kind of just took it and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna try some different stuff with it.
Yeah.
Kind of kept it like that for the live show.
Nice, man. I could just see like with a crowd out there, like no one is gonna be standing still at that point when you're up there doing that. It's awesome.
I love doing that one we always would like that would be towards the like pretty early in the set.
Yeah.
And it's always a good one to get people going.
Totally.
Always makes me out of breath after the first.
Exactly.
Damn.
There's one thing, we're actually running low on time, and we have one more song to do, but there's one thing you're doing in pretty much every song you're playing, like one idea. Whenever you move around the kit, you're always like ending with a few hits on the double kick
Yeah.
to like finish these rolls around the toms.
Yeah.
Can you break down like what that idea is? Like you're doing it in lots of different ways.
Yeah. So I just kind of like always hated like I mean I still do it a lot, but I hated ending my fills with like a like I hate ending with just the hands and then going into it. It's like it's cool, but a lot of times I like to do it not like that so I can still hit both crashes.
Yeah.
So I'll like to end with kick and stuff. And I mean I've always played double bass, but I would say in the last few years I like practiced it a lot. Like in the last 5 or 6 years I've like spent a lot of time practicing it. And that's just kind of where I was like, I have feet, why not use them as well as my hands?
It's true.
So it'll it's just all it is just ending instead of ending with 2 extra hits on the toms. You just will do those 2 hit there, and then it's 3 because you hit the downbeat
Yeah.
the 1, so it'll be like
Yeah.
so yeah.
Can you just demo like just a fill or a few times in a row so people
Yeah.
can see?
It's stuff like stuff like that, or like I love ending fills like with my feet just because it's like it's so satisfying for me, like
Yeah. Well, even just in like I guess the frequency range of like rack tom, floor tom, second floor tom to end on that even lower frequency, just
Yeah.
kind of just like launches it into the next section.
yeah, and I love
So-
that. I only have like 3 toms, and sometimes I won't want to start the roll on the snare. I'll be like do like instead of being like I want to be like
Yeah.
but then sometimes you'll have to do it even longer, so you gotta kind of like find ways. Well, I don't want to just do 6 beats on the floor tom. I might as well
Yeah.
mix it up a little bit. And
Yeah.
I just always like mixing stuff between the hands and feet a ton. You have hands and feet, so why not use them both all the
So
time?
true. And I mean, even for anyone out there who's like getting into double bass or trying to like expand your fill ideas and stuff, that's like a really easy way to take the fills you already know how to play and just substitute the last 2 notes for kicks.
Yeah, I've always loved like also just being able to be like, I'll show up to play with Young Thug or the Kid LAROI with a double bass drum pedal, and it's like none of his songs, most of the people that I play for, none of their songs have double bass.
Yeah.
But I always want to add it in there just in any way that I can. So I put it in fills because I'm like, I love using all my limbs, keep it busy. I'll get bored if I'm only using 3 of the
Yeah.
4, and
Yeah.
so I'm like, why not? There's also times where I'll challenge myself, and every time I'm not on the closed hi-hat, I'll play the show with my left foot just for fun. Sometimes if it's something I've been playing a lot for a while, like I on this last tour playing for Royal and the Serpent, like all the big open chords and stuff for like I would say a solid 5 or 6 shows in a row, I would just play it with my left foot because I'm like,
Yeah.
keep stuff interesting, and why not be able to do it? I don't want to be the guy who can't play with
Yeah.
all his limbs.
Totally, man. One of the last things I want to talk about is just like a little bit about like your playing style. And I think when I think of your playing, you're known as like the guy who's just like going so hard with whatever you're playing, and you just can't not engage with the drums in the music that you're playing. And I know you probably get called out a lot for like overplaying and stuff like that. And is that something that the artists you're playing with are asking for? Or what's like the mentality behind like that type of playing?
Yeah, so it really depends. Going and playing with someone like when I fill in for Fall Out Boy, that's like, I'm going to play Andy's fills. I'm going to play his parts.
Yeah.
If there's like a part where he's really going crazy and it's not like a signature fill that everyone knows, like, yeah, I'll do a fill that I can do. But
yeah.
For the most part, if you watch any of those videos, I was really trying to play his drum parts. So, and he's a pretty busy drummer, but it's all very specific parts.
Mm-hmm.
So stuff like that, like I have to learn to note for note. But like when I'm playing for someone like Jaden or Royal and the Serpent, or even with Kid LAROI and most people that I play with, they ask of me to play really hard and overplay a lot because they love it. They're like, we have a drummer that can do it. Why not use it? You know, and that's a lot of their mentality is like they hired me to come be me. And sometimes I'll like be playing and they'll be like, can you play more? Can you like solo more? And I'm like, I don't think any other drummer has this problem, but I've definitely been told to play more, faster and louder and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Which I think is probably most drummers' dream, but
Totally.
I'm very lucky to not often be told to like dial it back. And a lot of times they're like, no, more. We got you because we want more. And I'm like, okay. That's just kind of what the gigs I get called for a lot of times. And I definitely enjoy when I get to like dial it back and play the part if it calls for it, you know. But I'll just do whatever I'm asked to do kind of thing. You know, I enjoy playing all types of drums. But anything like I could be playing Jack Johnson and just be playing one groove the whole time and I'm cool with it. I'm so happy, you know.
Yeah. I think like that's a really important lesson. Like I know lots of gigs out there are like stay in the background, don't overpower, and that's exactly what the gig requires. But you're getting called to do the stuff that the drums need to be up here, and the artists that are paying you are asking for it. Yeah. So you're not going to not do that.
Yeah, I'm not going to be like, well, I think that's a bit too much. I'm sure.
It's like it's your show.
Yeah, I'm going to do whatever. And I've just played the way I play, and it's like, yeah, if I'm doing a lot of fills, like, cool. If someone asks me to not do that as many, I just won't do as many. But until they ask that, I'm going to do kind of whatever I want with it. Yeah. And I love that. It's the most fun thing ever.
Nice, man. What a fun lesson. We put you on the spot. People get to see like in real time that there's no smoke and mirrors. Tosh hadn't heard any of those songs, and we get to see your process and stuff. So before we do the last song, do you have any final thoughts, parting words for all the drummers and non-drummers watching?
Thanks everyone for watching. This is really cool. It's just definitely, like I said, it's an honor to be here at Drumeo. I've been watching this pretty much my whole life, as long as I can remember. Crazy. You know, it's like I remember being like 10 years old and being like, dude, we gotta sign up for Drumeo so I can do this. So this is really cool. I'm glad we could finally make it work. Thanks to everyone here for doing that, and and thanks to all the companies, because this is awesome being able to play what I want to in another country. So we got super rad.
Pearl, Aquarian, Vic Firth,
for Zildjian, JH Audio.
Yeah.
A lot of cool stuff.
Perfect. Well, Tosh, you're always welcome back, and make sure you go check him out on the road with everything he's doing. Find him on social media and go track him down somewhere at a show. And make sure you check out all the stuff coming up here on the Drumeo channel with Tosh here on YouTube, and also in the Drumeo members area. There's a 7-day trial at the link below. And this last song is called Butterfly by Crazy Town.
Yes.
Dude, kill it.
Love this song.
Come my lady, come my lady, you're my butterfly, sugar, baby. Come my lady, come my lady, you're my butterfly, sugar, baby. Such a sexy, pretty little thing. This nipple bitch, you got me sprung with your tongue ring. And I ain't gonna lie, 'cause your loving gets me high. So to keep you by my side, there's nothing that I won't try. Butterflies in her eyes and her looks to kill. Time is passing, I'm asking, could this be real? 'Cause I can't sleep, I can't hold still. The only thing I really know is she got sex appeal. I can feel too much is never enough. You always there to lift me up when these times get rough. I was lost, now I'm found. Ever since you've been around, you're the woman that I want, so I'm putting it down. Come my lady, come my lady, you're my butterfly, sugar, baby. Come my lady, you're my pretty baby, I'll make you electric, you make me go crazy. Come my lady, come my lady, you're my butterfly, sugar, baby. Come my lady, you're my pretty baby, I'll make you electric, you make me go crazy. I don't deserve you, in essence, some kind of hidden essence to show me life is precious. I guess it's true, but to tell the truth, I really never knew till I met you. See, I was lost and confused, twisted and used. I knew a better life existed, but thought that I missed my lifestyle. Wow, I was living like a wild child, trapped on a short leash, parole to police files. So yo, what's happening now? I see the sun breaking down into dark clouds, and a vision of you standing out in the crowd. thing you ever did was take a chance with me. Whatever you cause you fancy, girls me and you like Sid and Nancy. So sexy, almost evil, talking about butterflies in my head. I used to think that happy endings were only in the books I read, but you made me feel alive when I was almost dead. You filled that empty space with the love I used to chase, and as far as I can see, it don't get better than this. So butterfly, here is a song and it's sealed with a kiss.